The year is 6000 BC and the English Channel has just been invented, cutting off England from the rest of Europe. England is full of Celts who build Stonehenge and give us words like bog, pet, and trousers. Fast forward a few thousand years and Germanic Indo-Europeans living in Germany speak Germanic dialects. Some of these German guys join the Roman army and mix their Germanic languages with Latin. Knock knock, it's 55 BC and Julius Caesar is here to raid Britain. Then Emperor Claudius follows the trend and decides to stay for 400 years. The Romans lend us words like wine, cheese, anchor, and cat. Once they piss off, in come the Angles, Frisians, Saxons, and Jutes, or as we know them, the Anglo-Saxons. They speak Anglo-Saxon, which develops into the oldest form of English, which we call, helpfully, Old English. There are four main dialects: Northumbrian in the north, Mercian in the Midlands, West Saxon in the south and west, and Kentish in the southeast. Ding dong, it's the Christians. St. Augustine and friends pop over from Rome to convert the Anglo-Saxons to Christianity. They bring a whole bunch of Latin with them, mostly words relating to religion, like altar, candle, monk, nun, and school. It's the 9th century and here comes Canute the Great and the Vikings speaking Old Norse. They take over for a while, murder, ransack, and slaughter, and give us words like murder, ransack, and slaughter. Also leg. Someone thinks it's about time to start writing things down and writes a poem about a Danish guy called Beowulf, and it remains the oldest surviving text we have in English. Knock knock, it's 1066 and a French dude called William comes over, conquers England, and calls himself William the Conqueror, first king of England, even though England has had Anglo-Saxon kings for yonks. He does a census of everyone called the Doomsday Book and makes everyone speak French. We get some fancy words from Norman French like lavender, licorice, villain, and beef. It's now the Middle Ages and Middle English is all the rage. London is the capital of England and English replaces French as the language of law. Oxford University is established sometime in the 11th or 12th century and then a rival student gang establishes Cambridge. English literature becomes more popular and Geoffrey Chaucer writes a big old book of tales he calls the Canterbury Tales. Middle English changes a whole bunch in vocabulary, pronunciation and grammar. Plurals ending in en mostly change to s except for words that like children and oxen, and they get rid of your grammatical gender. The word the appears around 1200. In 1384, John Wycliffe produces an English version of the Bible. This is considered revolutionary and daring, and his Bible is banned by the church. Over 1,000 English words were first recorded in it, though, like birthday, envy, glory, and madness. In the 15th century, English changes a whole lot more, especially in how we say vowels. This is called the Great Vowel Shift. It marks the start of the period we call early modern English. Leaf becomes life and fief becomes five. Hoose and fleur become house and flower. The Great Vowel Shift is the main reason why English has so many inconsistencies in spelling and pronunciation. For example, busy has kept its Old West Midlands spelling but an East Midlands London pronunciation. Berry has a West Midlands spelling but a Kentish pronunciation. Regional variations are also the reasons we have different pronunciations for the O in shove, move and hove. Old pronunciation has stuck in some places but not others for a few words, which is why some people say Derby instead of Derby. In 1476, William Caxton brings Gutenberg's printing press to England, and suddenly there's a reason to standardise spelling, although it does take some time to work it all out. The first English dictionary is published by schoolteacher Robert Corddry in 1604. Knock knock, it's the Renaissance. You may recognise this period as the Elizabethan era, or that time what Shakespeare wrote in. Old Shaky Boy made up a whole bunch of words, or at least wrote them down for the first time, like amazement, premeditated, multitudinous, lonely, skim milk, and eyeball. He also put words together in shiny new phrases like heart of gold, fight fire with fire, what's done is done, and in a pickle. In the 18th century, upper-class twits decide they want to sound more posh, so they change the at sound into an R sound, and that's why I say dance, plants, and graph. Meanwhile, Britain is trying to take over the world, and in doing so, they collect words from all over the place. Words from Italian include carnival, rocket, and studio. German gives us kindergarten, noodle, and bum. We steal saga from Icelandic, sauna from Finnish, and ski from Norwegian. From Turkish, we get coffee, yogurt, and chess, and from Russian, we get mammoth and, of course, vodka. Words from Australia are not particularly useful outside of Australia, like boomerang and kangaroo, but British India gives us a whole load of everyday words like pyjamas, shampoo, and curry, and some ridiculous phrases like go do lally and tickety boo. And that brings us to the modern era, which we call modern English. Our language continues to change and grow with modern life. We are going through a linguistic peak of word acquisition, and in the last century, English vocabulary has almost doubled in size. New words are being added all the time, including recent additions like re-gift, selfie, and parkour. And that, friends, is how a mishmash of Celtic, Norse, Germanic, French, Latin, and countless others has become the English language we all know and love today.